Welcome back. As always, I'm in the midst of looking at our science research options. I'm thinking we should finish up nuclear power just to finish it. We're almost done. It would be nice to have it as a backup. But I do want to get large stockpiles out of the way, so let's put that as our secondary. We've got this docking bay. Question is, do we want to keep 5 docking bays? Seems like a lot. I want to pull one of the docking bays out of here and make this our main docking bay area. At least one. I probably should pull 2. And then it's a question of 4 or 5 docking bays. 4 is probably enough. All right, so we have to do the dance. We need to keep collecting trash. We'll put that here so we can delete here. We've got 2 workshops. Really, we only need 1. Only going to run with 1 cryopod. We don't need this memorial. Always nice to be able to launch a bunch of probes. Why aren't you picking up this garbage? Oh, wait. We actually want the garbage here. That's how we're making the food. Never mind. Keep the garbage there. Sector 2 waste. Wait, extra waste in Sector 5. Yeah. Pause these fire stations until we need them. Why is it that we have iron but not very much of it here?
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Crook P43. What a great name. Our probe has discovered an unusual electromagnetic signal transmitting from beneath the surface of P43. The signals share many similarities with the one our team identified on, this Rockatansky place again. This is the Oppenheimer crew. We have landed on P43. The electromagnetic signal seems to be transmitting from below the planet's surface. We only have a limited amount of time to investigate before our suits in the Oppenheimer hull are compromised by P43's corrosive atmosphere. Sledging Line recommends use of demolition charges to accelerate the process. Fine.
A probe has completed its scan.
I definitely don't want anybody to have their suits blow up, be corroded. We're going to try to pick up a little bit of the hydrogen. We need to clear these decks.
The science ship team has completed a task.
We've got extra poly storage, so we can change this over to silicone. And we have storage here. Let's make this iron. Get some of that stuff off the deck. The key here, though, would be to move Troy, Akka, and Hero over here. The explosion, which was larger than expected, revealed a huge system of subterranean tunnels. Despite the rubble and the instability of the area, the Oppenheimer team identified a passageway leading to the anomaly. The journey downward was without incident. The anomaly is a large cave full of strange geological forms. Concentric circles are present on the walls, reaching from the floor to the ceiling and formed of many layers of different sediments. Okay. Crystal formations have grown everywhere. What is most astonishing, however, is the anomaly itself, a huge gray shape, about 4 meters in diameter, floating in the center of the cave. I'm kind of afraid of the sphere. Last time we interacted with the sphere, it pulled the crew into a separate dimension. Let's study the circles. So we've got the trash here, so we can drop this. I want to temporarily get rid of this DLS center. Looks like there's not much left near us. It hasn't been discovered. Looks like there isn't much in this whole system that hasn't been discovered.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The concentric circles do not have a classical geological origin. A phenomenon known as unknown and external to the geological activity observed on P43 generated these strange formations. The circles are not perfect, but the distance between each layer is proportional to their diameter. Atomic analysis reveals the presence of particles characteristic of self-similar space.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Analysis reveals the crystals were formed relatively recently. Their growth accelerated by the sphere. The formations also contain elements we thought absent on P43. Systems indicate that team suits and Oppenheimers will soon be compromised by the planet's atmosphere. Repatriation should be initiated with urgency. I don't want to touch the sphere anyway, so I will take you at your word that we need to go. 3 to 8 hydrogen for 75 to 200 power. So this thing is a particular size. I can't do this. I want to put this in the middle of this area here, but I can't build it and still have a way to move between the sectors. If I cut this side... Oh, wait. Turning it will open up an option that I wasn't considering when I started this sentence. That does leave 3 spaces. I could do something with 3 spaces. Housing jumps to mind. All right, let's do it. We're going to take out this Dolos Center. Also, we need to find a place for this ice. We're not dealing with defrosting right now, so we could put the ice there. P37. How much space does the big one have? 720. Wow. That's real space.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Power cost reduced by 10. What? I would think you would need more than one nuclear power plant to make it viable. Or you would just always
An accident
run
has
on the
occurred
minimum.
in the tycoon.
All right, we've got 50 science, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a good chunk. I think I'm gonna go with there's a ton of stuff we could do here as well. Let's get another drone. And then we're gonna get hull damage while moving reduced by 10%. We'll put the nice building in. It seemed like that all of that machinery sounds were a little loud. I think I want to turn off recycling for a second. Gonna try to let the waste flow into our food sector here. Readings from P-37 are unusual. The planet has a high level of radioactivity, and its diameter and position in the correct system seem to contradict theoretical models. Typographical analysis of its surface revealed the presence of a huge crater. We have landed on P-37 in the crater, and we have named it Desolation. The ground the ground here seems to be made of glass-like substance, possibly obsidian, and the crater's rim is razor sharp. Telluric formations within the crater resemble waves frozen in time. We think we can pull some interesting data from sediment analysis, or we could try to discover what impacted here. There's a lot of options. My first thought is to always do the established infrastructure to support advanced analysis.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
We're going to get the faster movement, and we're going to keep working on the hull. I'm going to set this to ice so we can dump everything out. turn on all of our machines to sort of process. We're just processing raw materials at this point. Tell Sector 2 to pick up all the ice it can. Still moving this stuff out there. All right, so we got 120 iron, and we need to move it. It is literally in the way.
Accident has occurred in the tycoon. This port's already blocked, so we can block it on this side as well. The way to get the iron out of this is to put iron storage over here, which is actually where we need it, so it's actually better. confirm the movement of the iron. That'd be great. It's trying to move.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
I can't cut this road and this road. That would isolate. I have to build. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. I have to build. This right here. Looks like hydrogen and carbon would be a good next item to put up for storage.
A science ship team has completed a task. An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
Carbon, you think? There's 2 containers of carbon. So that would give us some flexibility. For instance, we could change this one over to... Change this one over to silicone. Change this one over to hydrogen. We'll work on our power storage. Is this ready yet? Oh, okay. It is. 72 science. And leave the planet? Okay. Hey, I like that. Investing some resources, getting some science, and no additional options to mess up. That's what I call a good outcome.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
I guess we can get rid of the infirmary. Maybe just take out this docking bay. Well, that results in some really good storage.
The bulk of our people are living here. We're making food for here. How's our water? Water's doing great. Ice is doing great. I could. I mean, we have a very low number of people living here. Actually, we don't have enough people living here. But we don't really have enough free workers lying around either. Now, see, these guys are neutral on me. Let's move. What? Oh. Wait, what? I meant Sector 3. Sector 3 to Sector 1. Non-workers. 100.
Population transfer complete. An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
I want you to be in here, like drop this. This can feed 1,000 crew, so we're good there. This thing's already filled with hydrogen. Jeez.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon. A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Summary of intelligence on Crook P38. Our probe has detected a signal originating from a chain of mountains that border the acidic ocean.
This is the Oppenheimer crew. We are currently in orbit of P-38. The planet possesses a highly corrosive atmosphere. There'll be little room for improvisation once we touch down. We must establish a search protocol now. We do know that the signal is transmitting from beneath a mountain. Alternatively, we could focus on analyzing material samples in order to improve our understanding of planets like P-38. Bore through the mountain, perform typographical analysis, ignore the signal, and focus on sample collection. Boring through the mountain is the greatest time investment. I hate these choices. Detailed topographical analysis of the mountain range in order to find a route through the signal's origin. We could go big on power plants. Going big on power plants looks like it might be just two. Because if we do go big on power plants, we're going to need people. It's 120 people to run two of these things. Let's double check and see if there's any research we want to do. Reduce construction costs. Meh. Power cost is reduced by 10. Hydrogen fire starter. So it costs power to start the power plant. 20 few workers required to run the building. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Permanent monitoring in the electronics factory.
A science ship team has completed a task.
This is the Oppenheimer crew. The signal was transmitting from an abandoned subterranean complex. By breaching it, we have unfortunately allowed a corrosive atmosphere of P-38 inside. We'd estimate the complex was built within the last 20 years. We do not recognize the iconography on the exterior. The technology inside does seem to be human-made, and there are signs that it was once inhabited. There's still a little time before P-38's corrosive atmosphere eats through the Oppenheimer's hull and landing gear. We do not think we will be able to explore the entire site, but we have identified several places of interest. Tank room. A team has located a large room within the complex containing numerous empty tanks. They will collect residue samples and carry out technical analysis to ascertain what the tanks were used for. Field operations area. The team has discovered a large hangar that appears to have been used for ship storage and maintenance. Examination of this area could tell us more about the purpose of the P-38 complex. An area of compound systems to have served as a computer and logistics center. By inspecting various terminals, the team may be able to learn more about the facility's former occupants. I'm thinking it says limited, so we'll go with the tank room.
Accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Oh, wait. It already took into account the upgrade. So we got a cost reduction upgrade that kicked in while these were building, and it actually took it into account. That was nice. It's rare you get that level of consideration from a video game.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Ooh, the Oppenheimer team believes the tanks subjects were used for some sort of accelerated gene therapy. 132 science. That tells me the bonuses are kicking in. Most of the equipment has been dismantled, but some tank functions were identified. A system for genetic reprogramming, the ability to dissolve organic material into a refined paste, and an application process for said paste to be used as a catalyst. It is unlikely that we will be able to obtain any more precise information about this technology. Discover the ruins of a genetic facility. Okay. Normally I would go with the command center, but let's see what's up in the field.
Population transfer complete.
We got a good amount of science coming. We can work on some of the other options. I would just do this so differently if I could calmly build this out. But it's always kind of like you're in a hurry. Or you're out of resources, or there's something in the way. But these guys are happy now. +2 is helping. They're right on the border of happy. Ugh, I don't like that. Oh, it's not random. It's based on how much hydrogen, that's how much power it generates.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different then. I don't need 2 of these. 1 of these should be enough.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
The team identified the area as a sealed landing bay, once home to several craft of different sizes. Signs of EKP travel were found, of a type much more advanced than anything we've come across so far. The team has also found traces of organic matter and blood. Some of this was salvageable, and sample analysis revealed that several species seem to have passed through the area. All DNA samples show some structural similarities to that of humans. It seems likely that this complex was used as a test site for the introduction of species into the P-38 ecosystem. The various integrity sensors of the crew's suits, as well as those of the Oppenheimer, indicate it's necessary to repatriate the team. Leave. We're gonna believe our sensors. 150 science incoming. Power cost reduced by 10. What does that mean? Oh, it costs 20 power to run the nuclear facility. Right. Technically, I don't need to run this at all. It would be more of a backup power situation. Water treatment. Do we have anything that make this a little more bearable? Oh, it's fully upgraded. Algae farms, fully upgraded. Batteries. Charge speed and upgrade the biggest battery. Not going to help this sector, though. I think this sector is cooked. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. We could potentially squeeze a battery in right here.
Has occurred in the tycoon.
The only reason why I want to do it is because we are at a very low. That'll give us 4/10 of a day. With the alternative life and the fusion tank off. Well, we're kind of a long one, but let's finish up the industrial wreck. One of the originals. So the only way that we'll totally get in a bad situation is if the next zone wants us to pick up another 1,000
Science
people.
ship has arrived at its destination.
Then we're going to have to make some hard choices. We peel this back just a little bit, and then we go right here, and then we go around the back like this. That way these are still connected. I mean, that might be the best we're gonna do right now.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Scans have detected large amounts of steel around what appears to be the wreckage of the Etamanenki's industrial zone. We were right at the ruined industrial zone. The view is intriguing. In addition to the general debris and bodies that float everywhere, there are large piles of previously molten metals that have solidified when the area was exposed to the vacuum of space. The zone has been ripped open and much of the interior appears to have been blown away. The structure tear extends into the storage area full of suspended yellow particles. Yeah. I'm kind of interested in those yellow particles. But storage is also good.
+1 stability if you have more than 3,000 crew. +1 stability if you have more than 5,000 crew. Oh. So there's a possibility that we are going to take on more people. Because we have 4,000 crew. Alternative Life Center gives +3 stability if the crew in that sector is over 800 people. Battery charging speed.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Less damage from impacts, huh? Sounds ominous. The storage area seems to have been the battleground for a large, violent clash. Workers attempted to repel an invader using small firearms, improvised weaponry. Apart from the cutting laser marks across the bodies and containers, there's no evidence that identifies the invader. The large majority of the storage area seems to have been emptied, but after some searching, the Oppenheimer team located a number of intact cryopods and resource containers. Everything has been prepared for extraction. Oh, we've got multiple options here. Let's see what's up with the industrial zone.
A science ship team has completed a task.
We'll take all the hull upgrades. The industrial zone itself is devastated. Both factory machinery and crew recovered by flying molten metal. Ugh. As depressurization occurred, as the metal solidified, grisly monuments were created. Sometimes all that remains of a body is a cracked metal shell. Cryopods found in this area have been covered by steel or compromised. Our team was able to gather some information about the Etemanaki's production methods. Oh, and then we can still do this yellow particles. Let's see what's up with those yellow particles. We're making some long trips now.
4.4 cycles to move.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon. A science ship team has completed a task.
We're going to squeeze in some additional food storage and a big old battery. Still not much I can do for this sector unless I dump some ice storage. We'll make our final move in this system. I hate leaving all these resources behind. But we're totally full on everything that we can make. We can't make anything else.
Caution. Entering debris field. An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
That'll give us a little bit more battery storage. The team followed the trail of yellow particles through the vacuum to another section of the Etamanenki wreckage. It appears to have been at least partially spared from the destruction we have seen elsewhere. The particles come from the crushed and damaged flowers of yellow squash. A bed of these frozen plants surrounds a large bronze sculpture, a depiction of Earth crowned with laurels. Many messages have been left near the sculpture, railing against the perceived enemies of humanity, Dolos, and the Ashtenges. A plaque at the base reads, "Against the cynicism that kills hope, against the madness which participates hell, to perpetuate the genius of humanity and the memory of our life on Earth." There is a compartment beneath the plaque in which a sealed time capsule was found. It's possible it could be opened. We're not going to let a time capsule get left behind. I could move the drone over here, in which case I could drop it from here, and then I could put a big ass battery in here.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Self-cleaning lubricants upgrade for waste treatment. Inside the capsule were toys and other everyday items. Several objects were of unknown purpose. There was a packet of a newspaper clipping that revealed some of what happened after the Tycoon first entered self-similar space. There was a total collapse of the Earth's ecosystem, accelerated by the moon's destruction. In response, the United Nations installed a totalitarian government of planetary surveillance to protect the population from eco-terrorists and the continuous waves of pandemics. They were prioritized corporate practices that were supported the environment and its preservation. Individual responsibilities seem to have become paramount. Numerous legal ramifications were implemented to counter any further acceleration of ecosystem destruction. In this time of crisis, and guided by the government, society seems to have turned on politicians, extremists, immigrants, and conspiracy theorists. One after another, they portrayed themselves as possible scapegoats, holding them responsible for 250 years of industrialization, market disruption, superficial societal practices, moral decay, and hyper-consumerism. The Etamanenki was a great arc, the global project that would save humanity. Only those deemed well-behaved in the eyes of the government would be allowed to board. The Ashtarnetes, fanatical of mysticism,
and proponents of genetic manipulation were left behind on Earth with the deviants and dissidents. Self-cleaning lubricants upgraded. Let's see what that's about. I do enjoy the 50 science though. Self-cleaning lubricants. Power cost reduced by 5. Power costs actually are important.
An accident has occurred in the typhoon.
Actually, faster movement speed. It might be time to go. It might be past time to go, I hear you saying. Probe production construction speed increased by 100%. I like the sound of
probe has
that.
completed its scan.
We'll build this battery.
An accident has occurred in the typhoon.
We'll call it. And we'll make jumping to the next system the first thing we do in the next video. We're in a pretty good spot though. We've got a population zone that has some room for some more people. At least I think it does. Yeah, we can fit another 400, another 300 people here. 30 people here. 100 people here. 400 here. 100 here. 5, 6, 7. We can fit over 1,000 people on the Tycoon without having to open this other sector. Every time you open a sector, the speed of the hull depletion gets faster. So I'm hesitant to open another sector. But everything to do with people is here, and I think we have population specialty. Mess halls can feed twice as many members. So we probably don't need this at all. Yeah. Well, no, we actually do need it. Oof. It can feed 2,100 people. We've got 2,196 people. So we still need 2 mess halls. Here, we're making all the food that we need. 190% of our current needs. We're actually making too much food at this point. Our mushroom wall has been powerful. We could actually turn this back on and get our water supplies back up where they need to be. This place doesn't have fire suppression. Probably a bad idea for the place with the most people in it to have no fire suppression. Okay. This battery should... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so six cycles is better. This is a mess. Lots of battery storage, lots of storage, but very capable of bringing stuff on board quickly, getting it stored so it can be moved to where it's needed. This one's also a mess. I just sort of crammed in some additional storage where I could find space. But still a lot of storage and good battery. And we're processing raw materials into the appropriate material rather rapidly. So it's not pretty, but it works. And then this is our airlock and probe zone. Plus backup power. Oh yeah, we're capturing that nuclear waste. Turning it into food somehow. So I think that's a pretty good summary of where we are. And I wanted to be a good boy and put in some fire suppression here. It is our population zone, so more space for population makes sense. And then we got our drones. We got 20 science. Not enough for anything.
Has occurred in the tycoon.
Seems like more drones might be good, and the next time more drone capacity might be better. All right, so there you go. So a good summary of where we are.
none of these are going to be centerfolds for sector design, though this one's getting kind of close. If I didn't need all this power, this whole thing would have been algae farms. And we still need 2 mess halls. This whole wall back here is all people housing. But I think we're in a good spot. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.